Hello and welcome to Mr. Podcast. My name is Trey Stewart. This is my very handsome co-host and husband, Mr. Zachary Luker.
Hello.
Today, this morning, we went and got our marriage license. So if you don't know, you can legally get married in Mexico. It's not because we're gay. It's just, this is the thing right now because they're like backed up. But a lot of resorts won't do it because it's very expensive to do. So we had to come back here and get our marriage license, and we will legally be married in 3 days. Zach keeps reminding me that. I told him his ass is already grass.
Yes.
Yep. I actually have an issue with you.
Oh, brother.
And
Here we
I've
go.
been waiting to mention this. Okay. You have had an increasing problem that has been occurring in my life while you sleep. You've been talking in your sleep. Last night, you peaked. Because last night, I woke up. It was almost like a soft scream. It was like like it got louder. But I looked up and you were sitting up. I couldn't tell which way you were facing. And I thought someone was in our house. So I just see Zach is sitting up. I can't tell if he's facing the wall, like where the curtains are closed, or if he's facing our bedroom door where the door is open. I'm thinking someone's in here with a knife. This is all going through my head in like 1 millisecond. And then I was like, what's wrong? And you were like, I had a dream that our house was cracking. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me? And then you went back to bed. And then maybe, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes later, you start saying my name in your dream. And I was like, what? And you just didn't respond.
Well, at least be happy that I'm dreaming about you.
Well, I thought there was an emergency. So I then,
in my dream, there was.
From 2 a.m. on, didn't sleep. So then this morning I said, Zach, what did you dream about last night? I don't know. I was like, are you kidding me? I need you to at least have some sort of great story to tell me as to why I got no sleep last night because I thought someone was in our house. So obviously then I stayed up for an extra 2 hours and I was like, how would I defend myself and my husband over here if someone was standing over me with a knife? And then I was thinking of all the different objects I could like throw at someone. I was like, how could I successfully put a pillowcase over their head and get them on the ground?
You think I would just sleep through that?
Come up with much. No, but I woke up thinking there was something wrong.
Well, there was
and you
in my
woke
dream.
up. I know, but I didn't know what it was.
And I don't know what it was
I
either.
woke up in a panic. So then I, went on this rabbit hole of ways I would rescue us.
Well,
but that's my issue with you at the moment.
Welcome to marriage.
Thank you. I'm
You're
happy
stuck
to be
with
here.
Sleep talking and...
Yeah, we're going to work on that.
Yeah, I know. It's always been a problem.
Has it?
Yeah. Every now and then I'll walk.
What? So where?
I don't know.
Where have you gone in the
I'm
past?
Sleeping.
You know what? I knew this lady. She was really wealthy and then she got divorced and she had this thing where she would sleep shop. It was like a subconscious, she needed to shop because that's what she used to do all the time when she was wealthy and she missed it or something. I don't know. But she would buy things on Gilt.com. And if you buy things on Gilt, it is sales final. So she ended up racking up $100,000 in credit card debt because she was buying stuff in her sleep that she couldn't return. Good stuff, like Balenciaga bags, Valentino dresses, good stuff. But she couldn't afford it, but she also couldn't stop it.
If you were sleep, whatever that term is, I feel like that would be you.
Maybe. I am the cheap one, though, in our relationship.
Amen.
Do you agree?
Amen.
Which is shocking to me. But I also, in my single days, I knew, what are you doing over there? Oh, okay. In my single days, I had more money to spend because I was just spending money on me. But now I have me and my doting husband over here that, it's almost like I have a twin. If I buy myself something nice, I'll buy him something nice. So it's just, life's gotten more expensive.
You
so
set
now
that
I'm cheaper.
expectation in your head, though.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad we just reestablished it out loud.
Yeah.
So you don't feel that way?
I don't. I've never said it was a requirement.
No, but...
I mean, every now and then it's a nice gesture.
Go. Mm-hmm.
It's a nice gesture.
Requirement.
It's not.
You see that trap that he just set that he tried to walk me right into? That was...
There was no trap. I saved you from the cracking house last night. You're welcome.
Yeah, I was like, a crack house or a cracking house? What are you dreaming of that I just wasn't prepared for it?
The only part I remember was waking up and seeing this huge, earthquake-sized crack in our wall. I don't know.
I would have much preferred that to what I thought was actually our reality, that someone was in our house.
No, the dogs would have gone crazy.
Any hoodle. What's
Well,
new with
I'm glad you got that off your chest.
Me too.
So I feel like we should talk about some of our. Well, last week we had Jordan on, and that was
Yes.
wonderful. But I feel like we should talk about some of our. We should go over the whole wedding
Okay.
and how it went, and then talk about like our favorite parts.
Okay. Tell me your favorite part.
That's a hard one. First off, the whole week, we said this last week, but it went by so slow. And that was.
It did go by so slow. And I feel like people are still posting pictures
Yes.
from the week in Cabo. Everyone wants to go back. I feel like everyone's on board for like a reunion trip, Like a 1-year anniversary. Everyone.
It could be like
everyone.
a surprise reunion like Vanderpump Rules.
And actually, well, that's not a surprise.
Well, weren't they not doing it? And now they're doing it?
Well, they just picked up cameras again. You know what? Last night we watched, well, I guess it was 2 nights ago by the time this comes out. We watched The Scandival, and Zach fell asleep within, I don't know, 10, 20 minutes. But he woke up at the end, ready for bed. Watch Happens Live just finished. He gets up, he goes, oh,
Yeah, it's like I knew that it was ending. I heard Andy say, "Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you.
Yep.
See you at BravoCon."
And Zach gets up and he just goes, fuck Tom. And then he goes to bed. I was like, okay, well, at least you read the homework.
Yeah.
So
I understood
proud of you for that.
what was going on.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what I was dreaming about.
Maybe so. Anyways, though, no. So I think, people want to do, a vow renewal for us in Cabo, which I'm really excited about. We just had a really good group. So our friend Vernon is having a birthday party in a few weeks, and he sent me the invite list, and it's basically everyone that was at our wedding, which makes me, kind of happy. Like, I feel like we have a good group of people in our life, and assembling them, they all realized how great they are, and they've become friends, which makes me happy.
Ooh, a thought that just popped in my mind before we go back to the events of the wedding. We could give everybody their thank you notes there and not have to worry about USPS.
Oh, I hate USPS. If you're planning a wedding, FedEx it.
Yes. Well, make a budget for that. But
Email it or something. Don't send
don't email.
Do not. USPS is absolute garbage. You know what? I actually had someone message me
This
on
podcast
Instagram.
is not sponsored by USPS.
No, it's not. But I had someone message me, and they were sharing with me some of the terrible working conditions that they incur as USPS employees.
I believe that.
It was like, just like some of the mental abuse that they go through, and it's just, and I can only imagine, like, because if my package is lost, it is whoever I am talking to's fault.
That's not true.
It's not true, but that's how a lot of people think, and that's how a lot of people call. And can you imagine just 9 a.m. haven't even had your coffee yet, and someone's like, "Where is my package?" And they're mad at you. They think you personally threw it off the truck and just punted it into the ocean.
Yeah, we're also, it's sweet, but we're also having an issue with UPS as well right now. Getting one of our wedding gifts in.
Oh yeah, something's lost.
Yeah, I submitted a claim for it and submitted the receipt that the person provided.
And doesn't it make you wonder, like, what you were supposed to receive, like, as a gift or surprise that you've never received that you didn't even know about?
Well, and it's kind of two-sided because Amazon, that was the majority of our registry, they send you an email every time somebody buys something, whether it's getting shipped to you directly or to them to give to you. And so for some people, they're like, "Oh man, I wish you wouldn't have known." And I was like, well, it's okay. I'm still thankful. I'm excited about it. But we've received everything from Amazon. This was from another company that we had registered with as well. And the person who bought it went and called the company. They're like, "It's not our problem. It's UPS's problem. You have to call them." So then I got a case opened with UPS. It says you have to provide the receipt and a description of the item and blah, blah, blah. I provided like 4 screenshots of the receipt and the description of the item, different pages, the tracking, where it's at. UPS closed the case yesterday and said you did not provide enough information. I'm like, what? They said we cannot understand the item. What do you mean? There's a picture of the item. There's the exact description of the item. There's the cost of the item. There's the tracking number. Here's the receipt. What do you mean? So after this, I'm going to give UPS a little call, and we're going to have a conversation about that. But back to the wedding.
Wow, that was a far detour. Yes.
Anyway,
So, what was your favorite part of the wedding?
It was also the shortest part. Well, it wasn't actually, but felt like the short part. But I think the reception.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
in the grand scheme of it all, it was the shortest part. I'm really excited now because, like, our wedding is done, and I'm like, I feel like it feels like a dream to me, honestly. Like, the whole thing, it's just like, it doesn't even feel like it was real. But now we're both on to Connor and Curtis's wedding. So if you don't know, our friends Connor and Curtis got engaged the day after we got married, very much with our consent. Curtis came to me maybe like a month before the wedding and was like, here's what I want to do. And I highly encourage that he do that in Cabo because Connor is very hard to surprise. I was also like, that just makes the trip so much more special, like knowing that my best friend's going to get engaged on the trip too. So Zach and I were both down for it. We helped him plan the whole thing. It was wonderful. A lot of you were like, how dare they? And I was like, no. We like told them to do this. And it was wonderful because he's very hard to surprise and this totally threw him off. So I feel like now we're back in planning mode. We're kind of like wedding planning experts now.
Yeah, I texted them a few days ago and was like, all right, I'm ready to start planning your wedding.
Yeah.
And I sent them like all their different vanity URLs. They were like, what website should you use? And I'm like, none of them. Let me make it.
Yeah.
And they're all great. There's nothing wrong with any of them. But I was like, if you want this, and this one offers this one offers this, I can make them all happen in one website. So.
Yep. So our great friend Lori last week had a book launch. She has a new book called Wisdom on the Walk. We are so very proud of her. I've posted all about it. If you haven't seen it yet, go look it up. It's on Amazon. It's a great book. It's like 13 different authors, and she compiled them all into one book and then wrote 13 chapters herself. But Stephanie, Connor, Curtis, and I went to her book launch last week. And so they came over and Cruz saw them as they were walking in the door. And he was like, so, is this another wedding I'm not invited to? Or are we going to a family-friendly resort this time? And they didn't have a solid answer, but I think he has a glimmer of hope to attend a wedding next year.
I'll keep that in mind when we secure the venue.
Yes.
I love how I say we, but
yes,
it'll be we.
But I'm very excited to continue the wedding planning process because, Lori was telling us right before we went to Cabo, was this on the podcast or was this just whenever we met with her privately? I don't remember. Either way, she was like, after the wedding, there's kind of this like letdown of like, you've worked so hard on this thing for so long and it happened. And it's like, well, now what do we do? But I feel like that's not the case for us because we're back on planning duties. I met with Lori right when we got back and did a whole session with her. And a few of my questions were wedding related. And one of them was, who do you feel like is going to be married next? And I was like, other people you met at the wedding, who do you feel like is next, like in our friend group? And she was like, I feel like it's going to be a domino effect. I feel like y'all started it and it's just going to be like one after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other. And then it's going to be the same way with kids. And then we're all going to have minivans. We're going to live in a cul-de-sac and it's going to be great.
Thank God we bought those Indochino suits and didn't rent them because now we can wear them over
We're
and over
going to wear
again.
them over and over and over again.
Perfect.
Yep. So I
Why
hope
rent
they
when you
like
can buy?
our color scheme.
I know, right? Oh, that's the next one.
Yep.
Well, back to our wedding. What was our color scheme?
Our color scheme was pink and disco balls.
Yes, it was so pretty.
We really just took Mr. put it in Mexico by the beach, and that was the vibe, and it was great. I really liked it. I'm very excited to get our photos back. Our photographer keeps like sending sneak peeks. I'm like, send me more. And we should have our video soon. Once I have our video, I'll post it on Instagram because I know a lot of you are asking me to see it, and I'm very excited to see it myself because I feel like I just, like, as much as I remember it, I almost feel like I don't remember it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really tried to be in the moment. A lot of you told me, you messaged me on Instagram and you were like, just take a moment and take it all in. And I feel like I tried to do that a few times, but even then I'm just like, what happened?
Well, and it's funny too
because
everybody's asking for the photos and they were like, oh, the photographers were great. They took so many photos and all this. And I'm like, I didn't see them take any.
Isn't that, I felt like the same way. Like, I think they were running so quick and they were doing so much. And there were apparently 4 of them, which I know we paid for 4, but I think I only saw 2.
Like,
I don't know.
I don't even, and I know that they were there. So I'm not saying like they didn't.
Yeah,
I
but they
absolutely
were
believe
good.
that they did.
They
we even
were
saw them in the
running.
previews, but the only photos that I remember taking were directly after the ceremony. I only remember there being a photographer in the aisle as we were all walking down. But then again, I know that there were because we have pictures of it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, wow, good for y'all.
They were very good.
Hiding,
They
but
were very
doing
good.
great. Yeah.
If you need a photography recommendation in Cabo, hit us up. All right, so like I said earlier, we went and got our marriage license this morning, and now were we supposed to put our new names on that?
That's a great question. It's funny you ask because I really was thinking about that. I was like, I don't know.
I don't know either. We might have done that wrong.
We haven't signed it yet because we can't. But there's an information package in there that tells us, I'm sure it tells us what color ink to sign in and what.
Okay.
I feel like they probably got it all laid out.
Okay.
It was a very fast process.
I will just tell you, I thought this was going to take it was going to be some like thing. It was not. It was 2 minutes. I thought they'd interrogate us and be like, is Zach just marrying you for citizenship or money? And I was going to be like, yes, he is. But they didn't ask that. They asked if we had been divorced before, if we were currently married, if we had child support. That was about it. And they were like, here you go, bye. It took all of 2 minutes. So if you're getting your marriage license soon, I wouldn't dedicate a whole day to it because it's real quick. My experience was initially tainted because it is in the same building that I have to go to pay my taxes and go get stuff done with the city for the bar. So I was like, ugh, this place. Very nice building, though. But this man had a very nice corner office with a window. Usually I'm like in the basement, the dark tunnels of that building. So it was nice. But they gave us a packet that explained how like the name change process works. Well, we got a little bit of an issue. I've already booked us tickets, airline tickets, for Paris and Barcelona for Zach's 30th birthday. I booked that before we were married, and I booked that in my previous and Zach's previous last name. Well, if we do our name change now, then, I mean, I don't know if we have to do our passport change now, but we would need new passports. Can I get my passport in time? I don't know, but then if my passport doesn't match my name on my ticket, how does that work?
Yeah, it's stressful, so I said we should wait. But they do make, well,
I also can't change my Instagram name until my ID is updated because I'm verified.
hashtag. Yeah, I mean, I feel like we could do it now. I feel like we have enough time.
But we got to do it like now.
Yeah,
Like
in
immediately.
72 hours, or at this point, like 68 hours. But do you know how many things you have to change your name with?
What do you mean?
Well, like, when you change your name, do you know how many different entities you need to change your name with?
No, and I don't even want to think about it.
Well,
It's a lot.
It's 9.
Oh.
9 different
Okay.
entities, but it's more than that.
Oh, I was thinking more like I got to call American Express. I got to call.
Right.
Like,
No, yeah, that once we get there, we're at like probably 57. But with the different entities, you have to update your social security card
oh.
or your social security. I don't think you get a new card. Maybe you do. I don't know. Thankfully, there's a kit that does all this for us, or well, that provides us all the information. Your driver's license,
Okay.
your vehicle title,
Oh.
mhm,
Okay.
your passport,
Okay.
your voter's registration, yeah,
What
your
else?
insurance,
Okay.
your banking,
Mm-hmm.
any professional affiliations.
Meaning what?
But I gotta buy the packet for all
Okay.
that.
Okay. You had to buy the packet?
Nothing in this world is free.
Oh my gosh.
And then property records.
It was $81 to get a marriage license. Why in the world is it $81? It's a piece of paper.
Well, technically it was 86. Well, no, actually it was 91 because we had to pay for parking too.
Yeah, that's stupid. Interesting.
And they don't validate. I feel like that should have been like the wedding gift from the
It's
city
not.
is like validate our parking. That would have been nice.
They love the parking fees.
But yeah, this little kit comes with all the government forms, instructions, checklist, ancillary, record change forms, labels for envelopes, and customization of your state and local jurisdiction.
Vehicle title. I'm actually very glad that we're getting married because I found out recently that my
Oh, boy.
Range Rover is somehow in Zach's name and not at all in mine.
I know exactly how
So-
it's in my name.
I'm glad that what's yours is now mine because I didn't have a car for a moment, I realized.
Oh my God, I remember when we bought our house too, and we had to sign 144 different pages. I counted them. And then they pulled out this form for me to sign for the bar. And I was like, oh no, I have nothing to do with that.
Yeah. They tried to give him like half my bar when we were buying the house. It was very weird. Well, now it's half yours, but I have my Range Rover back, so thank goodness.
Oh, are you officially?
What?
The Range Rover back in your name?
In 68 hours, it will be.
Oh,
It'll be half mine
wonderful.
again.
Oh, well, I mean, it is still half yours, but.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much for listening to Mr. Podcast. You can follow me on Instagram at Zach_Luker.
You can follow me at Trey_Stewart until I get my name changed on my license, and then it'll be different. Bye.
Bye.